Today my wife met my girlfriend. I'm a 32-year-old man and a widow. My wife passed away from pancreatic cancer 5 years ago, leaving behind our 2 kids, R, who is 10, and H, who is 7. She was the light of my life. We were high school sweethearts, went to the same college, and got married right after graduation. We were inseparable, and every day I fell more in love with her. When she passed, the pain was indescribable. I often prayed to fall asleep and not wake up just to see her one last time. But every time I thought about it, I would look at my kids. They had her face, her personality. I couldn't leave them. They were all I had left of her. It took years before I could function normally again. I even quit my job, living off savings and her life insurance for about a year. I was half the dad I used to be, just a fraction of my former self. 2 years after her passing, I decided enough was enough. I found a job in a different city, closer to my parents, packed up my kids, and moved. Life was hard, but I kept pushing through, and eventually found some joy again. A year after moving, I took a business trip to New York, where I met my current girlfriend, L. I felt the chemistry, but reminded her I was still married, and she understood. A few months later, I returned to New York, and this time, I let my guard down. Before I knew it, she was transferring to my home branch and moving to my city. I fell in love with her and asked her out a year ago. My kids adore her, and though she reminds them she will never replace their mom, they lovingly call her Mama L. Today was the anniversary of my wife's passing, a day that's always hard for us. This morning, I walked into the living room to find Elle and my kids waiting for me. They were dressed in their best clothes, goofy smiles on their faces, and holding bouquets. Elle had the wonderful idea of a picnic at my wife's grave, which the boys loved. They prepared food and flowers while I was sleeping, excited to honor their mom. I'll admit, I cried at the sight of them. I don't know how I got this lucky twice in a row. I wanted my wife to meet this amazing woman, so I asked Elle to come along, and she did. The day I dread every year turned into a humbling reminder of why I stayed on this planet. To my lovely wife, you can never be replaced, but Elle is good to me and cares for our kids like you would. Thank you for sending her to me.